Once Pharaoh had a dream that he was sitting next to the Nile River. In his dream, 7 big healthy cows came out of the river, and then another 7 skinny cows came right after. Then the skinny unhealthy cows ate the fat healthy cows. Pharaoh woke up. He walked out the door and looked at the field of grain and saw 7 healthy stalks of grain and 7 unhealthy ones.
Black, dark stalks ate the healthy ones.
Pharaoh woke up panting. Pharaoh picked up his iPhone and called the 3 magicians. He said,
"Yo, I just had these crazy dreams. Can you please help me to interpret them?"
The magicians came to Pharaoh's palace from a UFO. They failed interpreting the dreams.
When I was in prison, there was a person named Joseph who was able to interpret my dreams.
Let me text the guards and bring Joseph to me. Hi, bro. I heard that you have skills in interpreting dreams.
I cannot interpret the dreams, but God might help me to reveal your dream. Let me just FaceTime him.
Pharaoh started telling his dream.
In my dream, I was laying at the bank of the Nile. Then from the river came 7 healthy cows. Next, there were 7 unhealthy cows. What happened next was the 7 unhealthy cows ate the healthy cows, and they didn't look any fatter. In my second dream, there were 7 rainbow heads of grain and 7 black, dark heads of grain. What happened was that the black, dark heads of grain ate the rainbow ones. Then I told that to the magicians, but none of them understood what that was all about.
I just got a text from God that says that 7 good and healthy cows meant 7 years, and so did the good, healthy heads of grain. That means you will have 7 years with plenty of food in your kingdom. But 7 unhealthy cows together with unhealthy heads of grain means 7 years of starvation among your kingdom. First, you will have the great 7 years, followed by 7 years of famine. This is not a random dream. It's an important one. God wanted to make sure that you understood. This all will start very soon. Be prepared. Get ready. You should store some of the food from the good years and make sure you have enough for 7 years. When the 7 bad years come, make sure you have some food and use the food you stored. Someone wise will help you to complete this mission.
The plan seems good.
After looking for someone to lead this mission, Pharaoh decided to pick Joseph to be king in second place.
Since you were chosen to be in charge of the whole land of Egypt, let me give you this helmet that has been passed to me from generation to generation. I shall name you Bob A. Zoidberg.
The moral of the story is that you should listen to God because He will warn you if something bad is going to happen. And whatever He sends you, you should try to figure it out because it might help you in the future.
I think that if somebody gives you good information, you shouldn't just walk away and not trust them. You should try and use that information to do something good. When Joseph gave Pharaoh the information, Pharaoh used the information to save food for the 7 bad years. And he didn't just say, "Oh, I don't trust you. I don't think I should do what you say."
The moral of the story is that even if you seem worthless, like Joseph did, he seemed like a slave that was like a thief and stuff, you really aren't, and because Pharaoh trusted him to be able to interpret the dream, and he did. So it proved that he wasn't worthless, and then he became the second in command, so he definitely wasn't worthless.
I think the moral of the story is that most things in this world have a purpose. Like when Pharaoh first had his dream, he must have thought it was just a random dream and meant nothing. But then when he had Joseph interpret it, he figured out that it was really useful, and it helped him out later in life.
The moral of the story is to not always look on the dark side, to maybe look on the right side, because in the story, he's in jail, but he becomes king's assistant.
I think the moral of the story is that to say that God is a really amazing thing, that because He helped Joseph tell
tell what Pharaoh's dreams meant when none of the wise men can.
The moral of the story is that don't look on the outside of every person. Look into them and see if they're good or bad. Like in the story, Pharaoh at the beginning just looked on the outside of Joseph and say, "Oh, he's just a person. I'll just put him in jail. What the heck?" But then after a while, he looked into Joseph and said, "Oh, he's really useful. I think he's going to make a great assistant for me."